Hello everyone. So today we are going to learn about short stories, and the first story is called Neighbors, written by Tim Winton. Tim Winton, full name being Timothy John Winton, who is an Australian writer who writes novels for both adult and children's. So now let's get into the story. What is the story about? Which is called Neighbors. So this story revolves around a young couple, who recently moved to a new suburb neighborhood in Australia. So when they moved in, it was full of European It was full of European migrants, and they felt uneasy with the people from different cultures and different language. हाम्रो कसरी हुन्छ भने हामी एउटा समाजमा बसिरहेका हुन्छौँ, हाम्रो आफ्नै ठाउँ हुन्छ, एन्ड देन सडन्ली हामी त्यहाँबाट मुभ आउट गरेर कुनै अर्को ठाउँमा मुभ इन गऱ्यो भने त्यहाँ हामीलाई विभिन्न प्रकारका मान्छेहरू भेट्ने गर्छन् र तिनीहरूको कल्चर र हाम्रो कल्चर एकदम भास्ट डिफ्रेन्स हुन्छ। त्यही भएर हामीलाई त्यो एड्याप्ट गर्नमा अलिकति चाहिँ टाइम लाग्छ। त्यही कुरा भएको थियो यो कपालसँग, बिकज तिनीहरूको ल्याङ्ग्वेज पनि डिफ्रेन्ट थियो, तिनीहरू भाषा बोल्ने पनि डिफ्रेन्ट थियो, तिनीहरूले फलो गर्ने कल्चर पनि डिफ्रेन्ट थियो, तिनीहरूको ट्रेडिसन हरेक कुरा डिफ्रेन्ट भेटेर तिनीहरूलाई अलिकति अनइजी फिल भयो। त्यसपछि next door to there was a Macedonian family, and on the right there was a widower from Poland. So तिनीहरूको अर्को ठाउँमा लाइक तिनीहरूको नेबरिङमा एकजना चाहिँ मेसिडोनियन फ्यामिली थियो भने अर्को अर्को नेबर चाहिँ तिनीहरूको पोल्यान्डबाट थियो। This new couple had a small house and it was nice. तिनीहरूको घर चाहिँ सानै थियो तर तिनीहरूलाई मन पर्ने खालको थियो, and it was altogether nice किनभने it was just two of them who moved out. Earlier they had lived in an outer suburb where good neighbors were not seen or felt. तिनीहरू पहिला पनि अर्को नेबरहुडमा बसेका थिइन् जहाँ तिनीहरूलाई त्यति राम्रो नेबर पाएका थिएनन् वा तिनीहरू यस्तो हुन्छ नि इन्टरेक्ट गर्न सकेका थिएनन्, कल्चरल डिफ्रेन्स भएर ल्याङ्ग्वेज डिफ्रेन्स भएर धेरै कुरा डिफ्रेन्स थियो। देन here they had the beliefs like that, तिनीहरूको सेम त्यही बिलिभ भएको थियो यता पनि। it felt like जुन त्यो जुन Macedonian family थियो नि, they were like very noisy and kind of disturbing for them, and the uh, and the next doorमा जुन त्यो पोल्यान्डबाट त्यो मान्छे थियो त्यो पनि त्यति नै डिस्टर्बिङ काइन्ड अफ थियो किनभने उनीहरू चाहिँ जहिले नि they used to hammer the nails into the wood आफ्नो गार्डनमा, जसले गर्दा जुन यङ कपल थियो they felt like noisy and kind of disturbing from their neighborhood. The Macedonian family felt surprised at them because the young couple woke up very late in the morning. अब हाम्रो जतिखेर cultural difference आउँछ, some people like to wake up early in the morning but some people don't, and that's what happened there किनभने for the Macedonian family the young couple were very different because the young couple tend to wake up late in the morning, अनि Macedonian couple चाहिँ छिटै उठ्थ्यो त्यही भएर। The young man stayed at home to write his thesis. त्यो young couple को जुन त्यो हस्बेन्ड थियो उहाँ चाहिँ घरमै बसेर थेसिस लेख्ने गर्थ्यो because he was a writer, he used to write novels, and the wife went out for the work. तिनीहरूको रिलेसन नेबरहरूसँग एकदमै अनकम्फर्टेबल काइन्ड अफ थियो महिनौँ दिनसम्म। त्यसपछि इन अट्युमको बेलामा the young couple cleared their backyard to plant some vegetables. They planted they planted leeks, onions, cabbage, beans in their kitchen yard. When they were working, their neighbor came to their fence and offered advice about spacing, hilling, and mulching. अट्युमको बेलामा जुन दुईजना यङ कपलहरू थियो तिनीहरू चाहिँ आफ्नै ब्याकयार्डमा एउटा सानो किचन गार्डन बनाउन खोज्दै थियो, आफ्नै लाइक त्यो अनियनहरू क्याबेजहरू रोपेर। but then they suddenly saw a neighbor approaching them फेन्सतिर आएर, and then she started giving them advice about the spacing and hilling and mulching and all. यो कुरा चाहिँ त्यो यङ म्यानलाई त्यति धेरै मन परेन, बट हिज वाइफ लाइक वेन्ट एन्ड गट द एडभाइस। त्यसपछि त्यो एडभाइस दिने मान्छेले It was a woman who giving advice to them. She gave them a bag full of garlic cloves to plant along with the onions, cabbages, and all. After some time, the young couple built a hen house which well which fell down very soon. तिनीहरूले एउटा hen house बनाएको थियो जुन चाहिँ खसिसकेको थियो छिट्टो नै. त्यो hen house खसिसकेपछि चाहिँ जुन त्यो polish with dower थियो, he went to rebuild it for them. He helped them for rebuilding the hen house. तिनीहरूलाई एकअर्काको ल्याङ्ग्वेज बुझेन जतिखेर they were communicating. Though they didn't understand their language, but with a smile they just began helping each other, and that's how they built it together. The young couple gave cabbage and took gifts of alcohol and firewood in the winter. त्यसपछि चाहिँ तिनीहरू बिस्तारै गर्दा आफ्नो गिफ्ट्सहरू एक्सचेन्ज गर्न थाले, and then they started gifting each other with alcohols, cabbages and all. Most of the time the young man जुन थियो, he would work on like घरबाटै आफ्नो 20th century को त्यो novel लेख्दै थियो. He was, as I mentioned earlier, he was a writer. So he worked from home, writing his thesis. He was the one cooking dinner for his wives, and his wife was working at the hospital, so she was always out. After this, when the winter came, in the winter, they kept ducks which became ready to eat in the spring. मान्छेहरूले डकलाई राख्ने गर्छ स्प्रिङमा बनाएर खानको लागि. Then the Macedonian family showed them how to butcher, plug, and dress the meat. Macedonian family चाहिँ तिनीहरूलाई सिकाउने गर्यो कि like how to butcher it up, like how to cut it into slices or pieces, how to plug it, and how to dress the meat properly to eat. All the neighbors had like come together till that fraction period of time. They talked with different dialogues, and then they enjoyed every bit of the moment. After that, the young couple didn't plan. It was a surprise for them. It was a surprise child for them as well. And the wife found out that she was pregnant. She arranged herself a maternity leave, and her husband was already working on the thesis on the 20th century novel. The young couple realized that the entire neighborhood knew about her pregnancy. Uh, they, they didn't plan a pregnancy together, but the wife चाहिँ थाहा भयो that she was pregnant, and then they also realized that the neighborhood people also know that she is going to have a child. People started offering them chocolates, gifts, and clothes. सबैजना. The policeman came with a barrow full of wood for their fire, and in their winter, a Greek woman looked her belly and then said it was bound to be a baby boy. And the young woman was really flattered with this. She was like claustrophobic and grateful for having a compliment, and she was very excited for having a baby boy. After this, एक दिन चाहिँ she went to labor childbirth. यो चाहिँ एकदमै सडन थियो. अनि उसको husband चाहिँ he left his work to help his wife त्यतिखेर चाहिँ because obviously she was in labor pain. A midwife came and helped them until the childbirth was settled. उसले चाहिँ एउटा मिडवाइफलाई बोलाएको थियो आफूलाई हेल्प गर्नको लागि until the childbirth would be settled. The husband felt very restless as his wife began to labor. अब हस्बेन्डलाई चाहिँ केही थाहा थिएन के गर्ने हो के गर्ने होइन. He was like really restless and he was feeling like what am I supposed to do. After that the neighbor waved their hands and sounded best wishes. They gave best wishes to everybody, and after when the child was birthed, it was a baby boy, and he was kept at his mom's chest for breastfeeding, and then he started crying. At the same time, त्यो जुन young man थियो, he looked out and then he saw everybody cherishing the moment and then their support, and he began to cry after seeing such a great support from all the neighbors he had. And he was really happy because in the starting he was really uncomfortable settling down in a neighborhood which didn't belong to him. And after months he was finally at a neighborhood where he felt like he was supported, he was loved, and everything. So this taught him this taught him the affection and the love, the help people give with each other, with communicating through different emotions, gifts, and all that the 20th century novels couldn't teach him. And he was really happy for getting neighbors as they didn't had good neighbors earlier, but now they were full with support, love, and affection. That is it about the story, and it's all.